welcome to Vegas Live with Ninon. I'm Ninon, your host, and of course you know exactly where I am. I'm at Quirky Minds Studio. We actually are filming here. We've been filming here for quite some time now, and it's all going extremely well. Peter, how about James? James Kelly is the owner of this whole thing, and it's absolutely amazing. Now I have Bam Watson next to me as my next guest, and this is fascinating because without people like Bam, we cannot really move forward because he is the engineer. Now, not all of us know how to work what we're supposed to work, and,
Correct,
and
correct.
I happen to be one of them. So I'm always like asking, but I do try. I try very hard.
Right.
Bam, how's it? How are you?
I'm doing great today. It's a
You
great
do
day.
great today.
Right,
Okay.
today.
Well,
Take it
yesterday
day by
wasn't.
day.
Yesterday wasn't so hot. Maybe I don't know.
No, it
Looks
was
like
good, but today you just take it day by day, you know.
You do. Do you live day for day?
I definitely do.
Isn't that a wonderful message? Because that's the only day we ever live.
Right.
I
Today.
mean, yesterday, whatever happened, it happened. It was pretty cool, by the way, yesterday. It was good. Tomorrow, I don't know what tomorrow's going to bring because today's going to make tomorrow, right? Who
Correct,
knows what's going to
correct,
happen?
Correct.
So, what did you actually think up this morning? You woke up, what was your kind of plan, not plan, but what did you think was going to happen today? You knew you were coming on the show, right?
Correct.
What else
but
did you
I
kind
usually
of...
take everything day by day, so when I wake up, I kind of just meditate, go through my emotions first, make sure I'm mentally prepared for anything.
Wait a minute, he goes through motions.
Right.
I go to the stove for a cup of tea, so I don't know if that's one of the motions.
But I kind of just do my little routine that I do daily just to prepare myself for
So you prepare yourself,
today.
and what time do you roughly get up?
At least 5:36.
5:30, so we'll say 6 o'clock. So you get up at 6 o'clock, and when you say you go through your motions, he's talking about getting himself prepared for the whole day.
Correct.
I presume that's what you're doing.
Correct.
And you said you meditate. Do you meditate for when you just sit and quiet, or?
It's I don't. It doesn't have to be quiet. It's more so just finding my inner peace, my inner surrounding, just knowing who I am. I know who I am, and sometimes, things get overwhelming.
Yes, they do.
So you just kind of want to relax first, and then go into the day relax more than like I gotta go do this, I gotta go do that, I gotta go do that. It's more so
That will
just
never happen because it doesn't
correct.
work that way,
So
does
just
it?
let it come
How old
when
are
it
you?
comes. 26.
He knew he was young. He's a little bit younger than I am. So being 26 years old, you're quite young, and putting yourself into this place, that's a great message to put out to all the younger generation out there, because if you fly around and rush around trying to do things, they don't get done, do they?
No.
Or they get messed up, or
Right.
something happens.
Correct.
So how did you learn? Did you learn that way, or have you always been kind of like
I
this?
definitely would like to thank my parents. They're a big,
Oh,
they're a
isn't
big
that
part
nice?
of who I am. So without them, I guess they raised a young man. So whatever I was taught as a kid, it kind of followed me as an
Followed you
adult.
through. And
Correct.
were you able to sort of like take notice of them, and I'm not going to say obey them, but understand what they were helping you and teaching you?
Yeah. They pretty much always wanted me to just be me.
That's
You don't have
nice.
to be someone else. I always had the support that I needed.
Yeah.
So it wasn't really. I was always a playful kid, joyful, always doing my thing. So I didn't really have like fear.
No.
It was more so just go do it, and then if I
That's
fail,
what your parents. Do you see?
Right.
His parents, they took away the fear from him.
correct.
So they made sure that there was nothing to be fearful.
Right.
Because fear will create fear, and you're going to dive straight into it.
Right.
If you think fear, it's a funny thing. What you put out into that world, you kind of get back again.
Correct,
So if you're
tenfold.
going to drive and you're going to have fearful things going on, I wouldn't do that if I were you. I wouldn't
Right.
advise that.
Right.
So with all this, now you decided, or you got into being an engineer. An engineer in what sort of way?
So audio engineer, meaning that the artist has to come to the studio and record.
Yes.
So without the producer or the engineer, you really don't have a song.
You don't have anything.
You just have your thoughts.
See,
and,
it's that
you know,
simple.
right.
That simple. We can't do without you.
Correct.
Bam has got himself in a place where we can't do without him. And we can't. And you enjoy, it seems like you enjoy every minute of
I
this.
definitely do.
Do you, when you're in the studio and someone comes in, they're going to record them, they're going to sing or whatever, do you get the instruments together? Do you like choose that this would look good coming in here, like violins coming in here, or whatever?
That's a great question. So you have a producer. The producer makes the beats.
Yes.
They do everything. I co-produce too, but I have some guys on the team that really do a good job at producing. So the artist would go there first.
Yes.
Get the beat.
Get the song together,
right,
the vibes.
and then they would come to me, to
Okay.
record it, get it out, and however they want to sound or whatever it needs to be, I bring
So
it to life.
you have to, so you get it kind of raw,
Correct.
and then you, I'm learning this. These are words coming out that I never knew I had. Actually. Didn't know music was raw. But anyway, so you get it and then you kind of put it together.
Correct.
Now, when you put it together, do you add little things and sort of, but do you have to get the okay from the producer to do that?
Correct. Per preference, some producers will already make the beat kind of how the artist, tailored to that artist how they want it.
Yeah.
So my job's a lot easier.
Easy, yeah.
But you know, every artist is different. So some people want more creative stuff on their tracks, like certain sounds or certain things. So you know, we bring it to life for sure.
So what is the most popular thing now? Because I remember there used to be, I think it was a 1-2-3 beat, a 1-2-3 beat, and it was 1-2-3. And I said, could they get rid of this 1-2-3? It's getting very monotonous, and everything's a 1-2-3. And I'm like,
Yeah.
am I right?
Yeah, I would say there is a that does happen, but a lot nowadays there's so much artists that
Yeah.
are diverse.
That's
So,
what I like now.
I just really like coming up now as an engineer because I get to see everything. I get to see this, that, whatever people say is compared to this. It's really not if you really listen to how that artist is kind of projecting what they're projecting.
Absolutely.
So-
Now, do you find, do your audience, the people that buy all this, all the records or
Right.
CDs, whatever you call them out there anymore, they're concerned with the beat. So you're trying
Yeah.
to get the beat out there that they're going to like and make it different. How
Yeah.
different do they like it now? Do they like it, like different instruments coming in?
Most artists don't really know like the instruments they hear. They just know like a type. They would reference artists that they kind of are similar to
Yeah.
and a beat that they kind of like. So then you can kind of tailor it to that.
So you get to kind of get to know them.
Correct.
So you get to understand what they like. I don't know why this comes to my mind, but it's very obvious. Whitney Houston. I've had so many, she was obviously one of my favorites. Celine Dion is another one of my favorites. But they're two completely different singers, completely different sort of backgrounds. Because you bring in the backgrounds, don't you? You bring in all that stuff.
Correct.
How different are they when you think about them? Still music.
It's still music, but it's very different because everybody has their own story. That's what music is. It's a feeling. So you can't really, you can't feel what that person feels. You can kind of understand
So
it,
the
but
singer,
it's an own
whomever,
feeling.
male, female, whatever, they actually bring out the song. They actually bring.
Correct.
And I sit back sometimes and think, there is no song alike out there. Every single
Correct.
song out in the entire world is totally different. Yeah, the American songs are American, and and the Asian are Asian. They've got
Right,
their
right.
But at the same time, talking of America, that they're all sort of, every single song is different. The beat
Right.
is different. The song. How does that happen?
Um,
Maybe a stupid question,
well,
but
no, it's kind of like just like an artist who paints. I mean, not every picture is going to be the same.
oh, good
You know,
answer, huh?
Whatever they see is what they draw, or whatever they feel is what they paint. So it's kind of the same with the producer making a beat. He may be feeling happy today, and he makes happy sounds. He may be a little sad today, so he makes a little darker melody. You
So
know,
it's really what the feeling,
It's all
what
a feeling.
what the feeling of the
Truly.
producer,
truly.
and then it's the feeling of you. Now, when you get the song from the producer and you think, "Oh, I don't think that really belongs in there," or are you able to talk to the producer and ask if it could be changed and get his opinion or feeling?
I definitely respect the producer when they do their job.
Of course.
I don't step on the lane if they feel that needs to be in that specific spot, or if it's a sound and instrument, we just leave it. If the artist doesn't want that to be there, then it's a little different. We
Yeah.
kind of tailor it to what the artist.
Absolutely. So does the artist obviously talks to the producer, and then the
Correct,
producer talks to you?
Right.
Okay, so we've got you up to as far as this. What is your goal? What do you, because you're an ambitious man, so
Definitely.
I know you definitely want to
Definitely.
go wherever at the top. Where are all those awards?
I would say this. Everybody has goals in life,
Yes.
but I don't really know where there is. Like, we all go to get to this point in life where, like, we're trying to reach there. We don't know where there is. So I like to just enjoy life. Whatever opportunities come, I'm very open to it. And if it was meant for me, it's definitely going to happen. So I would say I got goals. I want to be the greatest, the best, the wealthiest, whatever.
Absolutely.
But I already feel like I am that. So you know,
Oh,
I would just say,
what a message!
I would just say goals are just, it's just live life, do what you
Well,
want
goals
to
is
do.
something, you know, I don't know if I've ever had a goal. I've always gone into something and it's got bigger and bigger and
Right.
bigger and then probably moved on to the next thing. I've done whatever I'm doing.
Correct.
But I've never really sort of thought, well, I'm down here and I want to be up. I don't think I've ever thought that way
Right.
because it's rather an extreme.
It is,
And it's also a lot of hard work.
definitely.
So do you feel the more different things you put into what you're doing obviously makes you different? So you obviously want to be different
Hmm.
to any other engineer,
Correct.
although engineers are engineers.
Correct.
But at the same time, so how are you going to do that? You're going to put in
Um,
more work or just...
I would say it's very easy. Simplicity is key, right? So a lot of engineers don't listen to the artists because they feel like they know what they're doing. You come to the studio, I know how to press this button, I know how to make you sound like whoever.
Ooh.
But at the same time, you have to be one with the artist. Because if I'm not one, my name is still on the song. You get what I'm
Yes,
saying? Like
yes.
just because I recorded it and it may be blah 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 or whoever. Who did you go? What studio did you go to? Who engineered it? That's the first thing a lot of people say. So you have to really take it serious as the artist
You know, that's
takes
so
it.
true.
You know
You've
what I
got to know what, you've got to know who is the producer, who
Correct.
is the engineer, what is this, it's like I'm here right now at Quirky Minds Media. You know,
Correct.
now everybody's saying to me, Ninon, what is the studio? What are you doing? What's going on? What's happening?
Right.
And you kind of sort of, you don't build it up, you just say exactly what it is,
Correct.
which is a great studio, it does
Correct.
everything you want here.
Mhm.
What else do you need?
Right.
And so they do want to know all that. Never
They
mind
do.
me, forget me. But back on the scene. But so I admire what you're doing.
Right.
So what I'm going to advise everybody out there: get up in the morning and meditate, and not meditate as of meditate. Just calm your day down.
Right.
Don't rush it. Do you feel, you know, a lot of people complain about the heat. I always feel that if you complain, the more you complain about something, the worse it seems to get.
Correct.
So what is it?
I mean, it is hot outside. I mean, we can't lie and say 111 degrees isn't hot, but
Bloody hot.
I am a fire sign, so I mean, I don't really mind heat. I just feel like I do. Heat is heat. I'd
Yeah.
rather be hot than cold, honestly. My opinion.
Your opinion.
Yeah.
Well, I'm from England. I'd probably rather be cold than hot. But when you think about it, you go from your house, air conditioned, to your car, air conditioned. You drive, air conditioned. You get to your destination. You might walk about maybe 2 minutes or so. You complain and complain and complain that you're in the heat and it's so hot, and you're back in the air conditioned. So why do we all complain? So your message out there is tell people not to.
Not to complain. Just appreciate when it is good and appreciate it when it is bad, because bad things don't last forever. Good things don't last forever. So just
And-
enjoy both sides.
And it's so funny. You have such a level way of living because you want to achieve everything. You want to be the best of everything. But at the same time, that's not going to rule your world.
No,
And you're not going to think, well, in 10 years I want to be this, in 5 years I
No.
want to be. You're not going to do that, right?
definitely not.
Definitely not.
Take
You're
it
going day by day,
Day by day.
of learning something more than you learned the day before.
For sure. I always learn. Learning is something that doesn't stop. Just because I have a bachelor's in music business or whatever, it doesn't matter. I learn from whoever, all walks of life, kids.
They're all different. You can
Yeah.
learn from everybody out there. It doesn't matter who they are. You don't have to be rich, they don't have to be poor, they can be anything you want.
Anything.
Whatever you want. You
Correct.
can still learn from them. People are people
Correct.
and love them. How can anybody get no, first of all, I would like you to give a message to the younger generation. What message would you like to give to them to help them along that rickety road?
For the younger generation, I do have something to say. I would say jump first and then fly later. A lot of people don't really know that what they're capable of until you do it. So having the ability to jump and not worry about what's under you, you'll find out that you're actually able to fly, and then you
What
can
a
do whatever
cool
you want to do.
scenario. Wow,
So,
I love that one. That's
definitely
amazing.
say jump first and then fly later.
Well, Bam Watson has been an incredible guest because it's going a little bit on the other side of singers and producing
correct.
and all that. And as he said, Bam, without you, we really don't have any CDs, we don't have any
Right.
singers, we don't have anybody out there unless you have somebody like me that's going to write these sonnets and just, verbally and get nowhere. Anyway, thank you very much for watching Vegas Live with Ninon. Of course, we'll be back with our next guest. You take care. If you enjoyed the last show we just did and all the other shows, don't forget to subscribe. Vegas Live with Ninon on YouTube. We've got plenty more coming up and our guests are amazing. So don't forget to subscribe. We'll be right back. Vegas Live with Ninon.